congregation. So. Okay. We have 2 minutes. So you're standing up for 2 minutes. So let's just no. Oh, okay. You can go ahead and sit down for the next 2 minutes. I was overly excited, unlike most of the time.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God is the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars, all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to serve His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life,
it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation.
God is creator, makes all things new.
And
God needs us
to shine its light as me, as you. Oh, use me.
Oh, God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All that I must do.
Good morning. That's close enough, but let's try it again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I didn't give it the right emphasis. I'm sorry about that. That was my prompt. It wasn't good enough, was it, Lee? No, I mean, yeah. So I'm Reverend Greg Dorst. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. You made it to Unity of Pasadena, and we're so pleased that you did. Unity of Pasadena is a special place. It's a place where we get to honor one another, honor the allness of God, and feel it and see it and know it and be it on a beautiful Sunday and every day. So today's a special day, though. Mothers. Any mothers? All right. That should be everybody's hand, I think. Let me tell you why. Because I think, and this is my thing, I love metaphors. I love to look at ideas in a greater truth. And if you really are invested in life, or you're invested in love, if you feel it and know it and live it and are it, help people, help children, help all those who might need your helping hand, then you're a mother. And you may be a mother of a pet that needs you, you know, right? You might be the mother of the mother of neighborhood pets. Or as I try and do, I try and mother these plants I've got. You know, and I really want them to do well, but I think I pay too much attention to them. That can happen too. But as you probably know, I have, Jackie and I have 6 kids and we have 10 grandkids. And so it takes a village, and so our village is the mother today. And we honor you and your village as well. So, fantastic. So, we have a way of opening this thing up that's very unity-ish. And I've developed this saying, and I want you to join me in it, please. There's only one thing. It may look like more than one thing. It may feel like more than one thing. But it's only one thing. Expressing is you. Expressing is me. And everything we see.
Everything we see.
If you are new here today, you're in for an experience. We're just going to have a blast. And I was just telling somebody over here that as long as I'm having fun, I assume you are too. And that's a pretty big assumption, you know. But I know what these neurons are like. You know, we have these empathic neurons, and if I'm having fun, you'll sort of slip into that fun part too. You know, if I laugh, you laugh. If I cry, you know, your tears start to well, your eyes start to well up. I know how that works. So I'm just going to look to have some fun today. We're going to have a blast, but we're going to tell the truth. We're talking about truth, in fact. Today's topic is what is truth? A big topic. So if you're new, we welcome you. If you're new online, we welcome you too. Absolutely, we're speaking to you as well. You know, you can feel us through that device of yours, whatever you're looking at. You can feel us. You can see us. You can know us as well through this magic of live stream. So we welcome you. We have a unity blessing I'd like you to join me in, please. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we also have a statement of faith I'd like you to join me in, please. There's only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God the good omnipotence, and I am one with that presence and power. So with that, let's sink into prayer. Let's take a nice deep breath and release it. Let's do it again. And release it. In your mind's eye, open your heart space. Allow it to widen, expand, encompass all things. Allow it to be the universal heart space, for that's truly what we are. We're connected to a universal heart. We're connected to a universal mind. And this universal heart and mind knows love. We know love. And so we bring that into our mind's eye right now, the love that we know. We feel it in the mind of our heart as well. Love is often known as the presence of God. So as we feel love, we feel the presence of God right here, right now in this very space. This love is in, around, and through each of us. This presence of God is in, around, and through each of us and as us, for there's only one thing. We're so grateful that we know this. We're so grateful that we act this as the truth, that we treat everybody as if they're an expression of God, expressing their truth right here and right now, and we honor it. So we love you and we bless you. We're absolutely grateful for our volunteers. We have a board of trustees which does all of the really hard work, which makes certain that this space is open and available anytime someone needs to come to it, anytime someone needs to experience it, anytime someone needs to express through it. We're so grateful for all of our volunteers, those that greet you at the door, those that do the PowerPoint and the sound and the live streaming. Each of them are volunteers. Our prayer chaplains are spiritual volunteers, and those prayer chaplains hold the light for each and every one of us, and we are so grateful. Our musicians bring the Spirit through music. We're so grateful for you today. We're grateful for you every day. And we are grateful for Unity of Pasadena. And so it's with this gratitude that I release these words into the law of mind and let them go, knowing that they're already done. And so it is. Amen. All right, you guys, we're going to do a 3-minute question, which, if you haven't been here before, consists of me picking something out of this. I don't know, it's a boat like, I guess it represents the ark. We lost Noah, which was, the ark, Noah's ark. What do we call it? Jonah, thank you. We lost Jonah. Thank you, I appreciate that. Jonah was broken during I guess it was a party that was here, and it was an accident. You know, it truly, truly was. But it doesn't matter. It allowed us to move on to the ark. And inside the ark are questions. People write them, and I pick one and try and answer it within 3 minutes. Now, if you're going to put one in here, this is the way to do it. You want my attention, you're going to get it. Now, we have various ways of getting that. You see, there's pink, and there's green, and there's white ones, but if you want to really get my attention, you'll do origami style. But it kind of scares me, because the person that knows how to do this knows more than I do. And that's the truth. Well, let's see, that's upside down. Uh-oh. Why does love hurt? Why does love hurt? Oh my goodness, I get, I could refocus that question, because it might be about hurt, or it might be about love. What do you think that's about? Is it about love, or is it about hurt? I think it's about hurt, yeah, because I could say love heals, and you'd go, oh yeah. And then we talk about why love heals, or love brings connection. Love brings, love makes the plants grow, makes kids grow, allows life to unfold in a way that is just absolutely magnificent. Love is the presence of God, and the presence of God sometimes speaks to us through our devices, and we know that. So I think that's about hurt. But the fact that love is attached to it really makes great sense because love is that all-pervading emotion or connection which gives things meaning. I think love gives things meaning for us. I mean, when you tell somebody you love them, it means something. You know, you're going out on a limb, you're being courageous, you're doing something that a lot of people never do in their lives. We talked about this in a talk that I did not long ago when I said there's something even more powerful than this thing called love, and it's being in love. Now that can hurt, can't it? If you're being in love, it can hurt because people aren't going to do exactly what it is you want them to do. They're not going to say what you want them to say. They're not going to be there when you want them to be there. They might leave us in some fashion or form, pass away, transition, or just, have had enough. I don't know. But people come in and out of our lives, and when we're in love, there really is a hurt that's attached to that when they leave us. You can be in love with things too, by the way. I'm well aware of that. People in here, right in this very space, have lost their homes in the fires. And there is a sense of loss that is grief in action. I mean, it is absolutely hurtful. And there is a love for the things that it represented as well as for the comfort that they experienced. I don't know, love is really universal, isn't it? I mean, it can attach to anything. It can attach to you and the way you feel about your neighbor. It can attach and will attach, by the way, to some of the music that's played here today. You're going to hear it and you go, oh, I love that. I absolutely love it. This experience of life would be nothing without all of the roller coaster emotions that love brings. It is courageous. It is healing. It does make you feel good and others feel good, but it can hurt too. How'd we do? 305! Oh, that could go in the record book. Unless, of course, if I go over, it doesn't matter. Because there are those kind of rules, where you have to be under, because if you're over, it gets thrown out. I say this one's a record. All right, you guys. So now it's time for some music. So fill our hearts.
This is for all of the mothers out there, including my own. Beautiful Mother's Day song, I think. It's gorgeous. For all the times you stood by me, for all the truth that you make me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you make right, for every dream you make come true, for all the love I find in you, I am forever grateful, Mother. You're the one who holds me up and never lets me fall. You're the one who sees me through it all. You are my strength when I am weak. You are my voice when I just can't speak. You are my eyes when I cannot see. You see the best there is in me. You lift me up, I cannot reach. You give me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you love me. You give me wings so I could fly. You touch my hand, I can touch the sky. I lose my faith, you bring it back to me. You say no star is out of reach. You stand by me and I stand tall. I have your love, I have it all. I'm grateful for each day you give me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I am blessed because I am loved by you. You are my strength when I am weak. You are my voice when I can't speak. You are my eyes when I just can't see. You see the best there is in me. You lift me up when I cannot reach. You are my faith and I believe I'm everything I am because you love me. You are always there for me, the tender wind that carries me, the light in the dark, shining your love into my life. You are my inspiration through the lies, you are the truth. My world is a better place because of you. Oh yeah. You are my strength when I am weak. You are my voice when I cannot speak. You are my eyes when I just can't see. You see the best there is in me. You lift me up when I cannot reach. You give me faith and I believe. I am so grateful for you, Mom. Because you love me.
Good morning. Today's affirmation from the Daily Word. The tenderness of mother's love shows me the presence of God on earth. Love is a life-giving force, a tremendous power that binds all people to God. It is through this love that we are all members of one family. A mother and all those who selflessly share motherly love give warmth and depth to the free-flowing love of God. There is something so pure, so warm and comforting about a mother's love. This is the love that encourages me when I doubt myself, that accepts me when the world feels cold, and that celebrates my successes and helps me shine. No matter how mother's love comes into my life, I recognize and give thanks for its divine source. As the motherly love I have felt throughout my life has blessed me, I pray those who have loved me so tenderly and fiercely know the love of God as they have shared it so generously. The scriptural reference is from Proverbs. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all.
Good morning. I love you guys so much, and I'm so glad that we're all here together. I need to make an announcement. I'm the prayer chaplain of the day. My name is Anita. Can all the prayer chaplains that are here please stand? So if after the service, if any of you feel that you need prayer, individual prayer, just approach one of us. I'll be waiting in here, but we'll all be available to you that you can speak to someone. And it's confidential, so just so that you know. I never did great, like I think Cliff did such beautiful meditations. She does. And I don't know how to do those. Oops, there, that's okay. I don't want to hit anybody with it. But, and I've not done a lot of meditations. My way was always to go to nature. And what I've always done is I would just focus. Usually when I was a little girl, I would sit on the front steps of our house and I would look across and there was this big tree. And I would just sit and I would focus on the tree. Because to me, God's life was in all of nature. And so every morning where I live up in the foothills up there. And I walk up to the top of the driveway and I sit on a little ledge that we have. And then across the driveway, there are these there's trees all over there, but this one tree that I sit and I just focus. And I listen to the birds and I feel the quiet. And that's how I feel God with me. So I'm thinking, what the heck? All week I'm going, oh my God, it's going to be my turn. What am I supposed to do? How am I going to do this? And anyhow, I thought, okay, all I got to, don't worry about the answer always comes. And so I sent Reiki. I did Reiki to today. I sent Reiki to this morning, to everybody here. I sent Reiki to my meditation, the whole thing. And so last night, no, it was this morning. That's always at the last minute. Okay, this morning. I'm a student of the Course in Miracles. So the lesson for today is lesson 131. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And we all need that, especially now. We really do. And I'm a truth seeker. I've been searching for a lot of years, and believe me, I know I found it. But, so what I would like you to do is just for just a moment, take a deep breath, release, and close your eyes, and just focus on God. And God is in you. The Holy Spirit is in you. And the answer, when you get used to doing this and looking within, you'll hear a little voice inside of you in your mind will direct you what to do. But just sit there and just relax and focus on that for a moment. And for 2 minutes. And then we'll come back out. Okay, come back. And just remember to be persistent. Every morning, I always ask, what am I supposed to say, God, and what am I supposed to do? Let me know what I need to say and what I need to do today. And just trust your intuition, and it will come. It will come. God bless you, and love you, and have a great day today.
What is truth? Changeless peace. It moves through all, wide and deep, in every soul, a sacred flame, one light, one source, one holy name. Truth is living here and now, in the stillness. I remember how I move, I rise in unity. Spirit flows through me. No walls divide, no lines confine. This truth is yours as much as mine. We walk as one, in light we move, each step a prayer, each breath the truth, and truth is living here and now. In the stillness, I remember how I move and I rise in unity. Spirit flows through me, not far, not lost, not bound by time. It beats within this heart of mine, and truth is living here now. In the stillness, I remember how I move, and then I rise in unity. Spirit flows through me. I am aligned with spirit divine.
Yeah, I asked that too. Who wrote that? Who wrote that? Yeah. You know, Christy, that was beautiful. It was just beautiful. And Mitch, you played it beautifully. It's amazing how something so important and beautiful can be created in such a short amount of time. And you put that together relatively quickly, didn't you? Yeah. And then you did what I've done with David before, which is sing it into a recording. And so he has an idea of the tune, and then he puts it on the piano. Huh? Yeah, it's amazing how that works. That's the creative process right then. And we get to enjoy it here. So this is another aspect of your career, isn't it? Right. The first song. Fantastic. All right, so today we're going to be talking about truth. We're going to try and answer some of the questions, easy questions like, what is truth? That's a really easy question, isn't it? I mean, I can ask that question to certain people in my life, and their answer will always be the same. Well, the truth is the Bible. The truth is actually the Bible itself. What's written in the Bible is true, and if you need answers that have anything at all to do with truth, you look right there. And I smile, and I think to myself, well, that's partly true for me, because a lot of the things that are in the Bible give me a hint as to how I should move forward and handle some of the things in my life. And I need to sort of read between the lines. I need to see how they did it, whether or not they were successful. I'm talking about the characters in the Bible. The stories, the examples that are given, oftentimes give me a roadmap for how I should travel to make this thing unfold in the way I'd like to see it unfold. But the truth is, I might just use that a couple of times, the Bible was written by human beings. And they had something to write down, and so they did. So we talked last week about how difficult that can be because what is written down or what is said by human beings is done so through the lens of their own understanding. So the way you see life is how you write about life. The way you see love is how you write about love. The way you see anything is the way you see it in the moment, and it becomes your truth. So last week we talked about things that affect that. You know, I mean, there's a growing up stage. There's a stage where you're in a kind of an adolescent period of your life, and you're more egocentric than you would be later on down the road, meaning you're thinking of yourself a lot. And so your expressions around what is true might have a lot to do with you and you alone. But as you grow up, you start to see truth differently, and you see that there's more than just me. There's a village of people, a family. There's a mother. There's a father. There are people in the neighborhood. There are friends that I meet at school. There are people that I probably, if I get to know them, will care about them. And that is ethnocentric. I start to recognize a larger sense, and I move into that larger sense. And my truth changes a bit. I don't see it as I saw it before because I'm growing up. And as I grow up further, I start to see the rest of the world and understand what they're going through and have empathy for them and compassion for the things that are going on. And I start to step into a new way of seeing the world. The truth changes once again once I grow up. So I'm always moving through those stages of truth. You know, what's true to me today wasn't true to me when I was a kid, when I was a little kid. What's true for me today is my highest and best for today. That's what's true for me today. I'm always seeking to be my highest and best Greg. That doesn't always happen, but I'm looking for it to happen. And I do my best, and Anita talked about how we do that through prayer and meditation and connecting with this power greater than ourselves, with spirit, with the divine, whatever you want to call it. So the people that I ask sometimes about truth, what is truth, will say, maybe not the Bible, but they'll say God. God is the truth. And, I can resonate with that. I can resonate with that idea. God is the truth. In fact, there was a time in my life when I resonated with that so much that I actually called God the truth. I mean, when somebody asked me to talk about how I felt about this thing called God or Spirit or the divine, I would reference it not as Jesus Christ or the Buddha or Mohammed or Allah or whomever might have been in the purview of my consciousness in the moment. I'd just say the truth. God is the truth. Not knowing really what that was, because the truth is so, what I call amorphous. I mean, it moves everywhere. It is what I'm seeing and believing in the moment. But there is absolute truth. You know, there is something called absolute truth, and there's universal truth, and there's objective truth, and in fact, there are all kinds of different truths that are defined. You guys probably know that, you know, because if I'm talking about your truth, then I'm talking about your subjective truth. If I'm talking about my truth, I'm talking about, you know, how I see the world. So, you know me, many of you do, and I was just talking to Gay about this earlier, but I have a tendency to do things until the wheels fall off. When I find something that interests me, I keep on doing it. I just keep on doing it. I focus on it. I get deep. I want to know about it. It interests me, so I dive into it. So I created this document after much soul searching, and it has 21 different definitions of truth. It's 4 pages long. It's an overdoing thing, sort of, you know, but it references things like a definition for absolute truth, universal truth, relative truth, objective truth, subjective truth, narrative truth. Are you ready? It gets even more serious than that. Logical truth, empirical truth, synthetic truth, contingent truth, necessary truth, and my favorite, mystical truth. I love that, mystical truth. Man, truth is a tough one to pin down, you know? I mean, it really is tough to pin down. So I did that. And it sort of opened up my eyes. I really enjoyed it. But it made me see that truth really does not want to be captured. Truth itself, if there is anything that's really true, does not want to be pinned down. It doesn't want to be boxed in. I think it wants to change with you and me and all that it is that we see and experience. I think it wants to be malleable. I think truth wants to be what drives our emotions in the moment. I think it wants to be that thing that makes life feel so wonderful that you're alive and you know it. But it certainly doesn't want to be pinned down. There's no doubt about that. So I started looking at some definitions offered to us by Charles Fillmore, and I really think that he has a great mind in this department, for he says things like this. As man's conscious awareness expands, he touches the everlasting truth. What seems new is but the unveiling of that which always has been. Oh, man. So he's talking about absolute truth, right? He's talking about the unveiling of absolute truth, which is relative because it's my unveiling. It's subjective because it's how I see it through the lens of me. But it's talking about absolute truth within us, deep inside of us, that's there, and we don't even know the depth of it. But we can get there if we become more aware. I mean, that's what he's saying in this. He's saying, you want more of the truth? Open up. You want to be the holder of more truth in your life? Become more aware of what's going on. Enjoy your experiences. See things in a new way. He says that's how we obtain the Christ consciousness, which is how we know the truth. How we become the Christ consciousness is how we become like Jesus, the great example. He also says truth abides in fullness at the very core of man's being. Now, I think that I'm going with that definition, because I can't see the very core of my being, but I've heard, quotes from people like Jesus, whom I adore. I absolutely revere the things that he did and said. And he indicates that the kingdom of heaven is within. So I'm thinking that all of his parables were about the kingdom of heaven is like. Those are the phrases he used typically, is like, which means that you are like, which means that what's inside of you is like this. And he's really describing you, really describing your unfolding. And so when I think of that, I think, yeah, he's absolutely right. You know, it's in there at its fullness, but there's so much Greg in there that I can't see what's really the truth. You know, the Greg is the filter that I see everything through, you know. Gregness. That's and I could say Bobbiness, or, you know, I could say Steveness or Helenness. I mean, this is, you bring something that is totally unique, so you're going to see something that's totally unique in your own way. You're going to do that. You're going to write your own unique songs. You're going to sing them in your own way, which is a great metaphor. I love that, you know. So Charles Fillmore says that our job is to step into this truth by becoming more like Jesus so that we can embody the Christ consciousness, so that we might do what he said, that's Jesus, that we might be able to heal like he did, that we might be able to move through the world in such a way that we're a benefit all the time, that we're showing this Christ consciousness in everything that we do, everything we say, the kindness we attend to, the love that we give, the connections that we make. I mean, wouldn't it be a wonderful world if we could all do this? This is what we're looking for. This is what Charles Fillmore was looking for. This is what he was searching for. Because he also said that the search for truth is really the only truth you have in the moment, because everything's going to kind of change. Everything's going to change. So the truth that I was kind of professionally drawn to was around the law. You guys know that I was a lawyer for a bunch of decades, you know, and so the law is really interested in the truth. And I had a chance to talk to Steve about what really goes on in the law. And it's kind of interesting because in order to find the truth or figure out what really, really happened, what is true, they put 12 people in a jury box. Not one. They put 12 people in a jury box, and they have to come to the conclusion that what was said was true, or this document is true, or this story is true, because one person can't do it, doggone it. Because this is a really, really difficult exercise, to tell you the truth. One witness gets up on the witness stand and said, I saw it with my own eyes. It was blue, the car or the blouse or the shirt or the sky. And the next witness gets up and said, I saw it with my own eyes, and that shirt was yellow. Whew. Well, if the shirt, you know, makes a lot of difference in the presentation of the testimony or the case itself, it's going to be a problem. It could be a problem. Both of them seem to really, really appreciate what it is that they're testifying to. So you got to dig deeper. You got to figure out what's behind it, you see? You got to find out whether or not they had a view of what they actually say they saw, what the lighting was like, what the situation was like, their veracity, their penchant for telling the truth, if you will. You know, you got to look behind it. You got to watch them testify too, because it may be in the interest of some individual that they misidentify that person. And if it's, for instance, the sister of the person who's on trial, well, you got to look at it through those eyes, through the lens of, well, maybe there's a reason for a lack of veracity in this situation. I mean, everything matters. It's an interesting space to be in. The courtroom is a crazy place to be. It really is. It is. And the whole thing is the search for truth. We got to figure out how to do that, you know, and it even gets more complicated when there are professional witnesses involved. And when I say professional witnesses, I'm talking about experts. You put experts up on the witness stand, and they get up there and they testify as to, you know, how much experience they have in school and experiments and research and all the things that they do. And one expert says this. The second expert says, oh, yeah, but I went to Harvard and I wrote this article and I was on TV 15 times. And I say it's like this. They're completely different opinions. And you look at it and you go, how is this possible? What am I supposed to do with all this stuff, you know? This truth thing is really difficult, even in a courtroom. I mean, you need 12 people in order to deal with this, and they don't even get it right. And the reason why I know that is because there is something that happens at the end of the trial where an attorney is allowed to say to the judge, Judge, they got this so wrong that I want you to set it aside, and here's all the evidence that I have for that. And that happens sometimes. Everything the jury did gets set aside because they got it so wrong. But see, we're supposed to be, as people who have lived in this world for a while, experienced in determining whether or not somebody's telling us the truth. That may not be the truth at all, that we're experienced in that regard. But that's what we're supposed to do. So the truth is tough. I mean, I am raised in that situation where the truth is very, very hard in a courtroom. You know, according to law, very, very difficult. So I came here, into the spiritual arena so that I could define truth in a much, much different way. And a lot of that has to do with your experience and my experience. Because I want you to have a transformational spiritual experience and move forward in your life, to see things a little bit differently in a way that helps you to unfold as your highest and best. I want you to do that. I want you to do that. So how can that possibly happen? Well, it can happen by taking a look at the things that show up in that book that people say is the absolute and total truth, and utilize those things that show up there to help me to navigate what this thing called life looks like. That's how I look at the Bible in a metaphysical way. Meaning it says some things that are really interesting to me about how I should navigate these interesting and unique situations and find truth in them. Well, the reason why I know that's the case is because Jesus, he's described as telling at least 30 parables that are not true, stories that are not true. So he could bring about a principle that is always true. Because that story that he told is really about a father and a child and a situation that didn't exist. I mean, that's the prodigal son. But it always exists. Because this is the way life unfolds. This is the way families get along or don't get along. So it tells us a deeper truth about things that are really interesting, like forgiveness and love and caring. I mean, the lost sheep is absolutely a wonderful metaphor for Mother's Day. It truly is. I mean, a mother's never going to give up on that sheep, the one that's lost. Never. Off they go into the Rocky Mountains, the crags. You know, you're looking everywhere. You might find a snake, but you're looking for the baby. I mean, there's some courage for you. I mean, that's a magnificent metaphor for Mother's Day, for today. It tells us something, even though it may not be true. And so I look at that and I say, wow, I just love what he brought. I love this idea that I can look at this and find a deeper truth, even though the story may not be true. It does not matter whether the story is true. It doesn't. But what can I glean from it? That's my task. So I can use all of these different types of truth to figure out whether or not I should be accepting certain facts as true. I mean, you tell me that 2 + 2 is 5, and you know, I'm going to use one of these truths to tell you that you're wrong. You know, I mean, because it's absolute truth that 2 + 2 = 4. I mean, it's not just absolute truth, it's objective truth. It's not just objective truth, it's universal truth. It's empirical truth. I mean, I could name you 10 truths it is. But do I really need all those? I don't know, it's kind of fun to have them on the tip of my tongue, you know, but I don't think I need them all. Sometimes I just need my feelings, you know, to take me into a space that I need to be in the moment. You know, I was thinking about something that is, and it's so funny how it relates to what Anita was talking about with the trees. You were talking about trees. And I was thinking about old photos that I'd seen, and these old photos were impactful to me. It sent me a truth that was so deep that it was mystical. My favorite truth, by the way, the mystical truth, you know. That's stuff that if you're paying attention, it's so heavy and so amazingly cogent that anybody who's ever been in that upper echelon of knowing, wise and caring like Jesus and Buddha and Lao Tzu, and I mean, you just keep on naming those people, and they are up in that space where there's mystical truth. And I throw Rumi in that space too. I even throw some mystical people who write on a contemporary basis. Of course, there's Richard Rohr, and I absolutely love him. You know, Carolyn Mace writes some really interesting stuff too. You know, she loves the idea of mystical truth. But mystical truth is my favorite. It really is. I mean, I'm finding something in a writing that tells me a deep, deep, heartfelt truth about life, and usually connects me to something too. I'll give you an example, because I started writing, and this is what I ended up with. I called it, "It's Just a Tree." I remember seeing old photos of men working in the forest, not just any forest, a forest of giant trees. These men were posing next to trees that had just been felled. 20 men could easily stand on the stump of this one giant tree that was lying next to what allowed it to reach to the heavens, taller than any other living thing, the caption said. It went on to say, and the oldest, or perhaps the oldest living thing on earth. You could count the rings of its silent, noble life if you had the time. More than anything else about the picture, I remember my own sadness. The oldest living thing lying lifeless on the forest floor. The things that it had seen and lived through. The wisdom in its silent reaching for the sky. I remember feeling that something important had been lost, and I wondered, how could those men have done that? Then I thought, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And, and I thought, my God, here I am in the midst of moving my pen around on this page, and now all of a sudden I truly understand that phrase, which is one of the most, beautiful truths about forgiveness, about life, spoken by Jesus on the cross, but so apt in even this situation, or any situation that comes up in my life where I look at it and I say, how could this person have done that? How could they possibly have done that? Here's this giant redwood. On its side, if you counted the rings, you'd find 3,200 of them or more. How could they have done that? And then I think, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I'm connected immediately to that story of the Christ consciousness that allowed Jesus to forgive. And I go, wow, this is amazing. Mystical truth is the bomb. You know, mystical truth leads you to something so deep that when you hear it, your skin starts to feel like it's popping. You wonder how it is that it showed up, because it came out through intuition. The life force in you that is the Christ consciousness that you didn't even know was there. So if we had all day, I'd take it. You know I would. I love this stuff. 4 pages of it I wrote. I was going to use an interesting word for it. 4 pages, 22 different truths. And I'm thinking, wow, we really only need just one, don't we? I think in this moment, I can say this, that There is only one truth I need to know, and that's you today. And I'm thankful for you. And so it is. Amen. Woo. Oh! So here's what happens. I am going to take a picture of this, the writing that I did about the tree, etc., about the old photos, and Gay will probably put pieces of it or maybe all of it up on the web soon enough, because she's always hitting me up for quotes, but I think that I want to share that one and I like it. So why don't we do this? Why don't we all welcome Amanda to the front, please? She is an usheress with a purpose. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for your consciousness. Thank you for being here. Amanda's a board member, by the way, and she's one of the ones that spends a lot of time doing the things that need to be done around here. And I just have a heartfelt thank you for that. And I know everyone else joins in as well. Thank you. So here's what we do. We support the things that matter in our lives. We support the things that matter. We support those things that bring us that love, the thing that we're searching for, that truth, the wisdom, or at least inspire us to take a look for it. You know, look for it. I think that's what we do at Unity of Pasadena, so I'm inspired. And I give to Unity of Pasadena, but we do this, and we do it after we say our community giving. Please join me. God is the source of my overflowing supply, and I am grateful. Oh, thank you so much. Hold on before you sing. We have some people I want to recognize here. We have Virginia. Nice to see you, Virginia. Colleen's on too. Hey, Colleen. Anita Arakawa. We got a couple of Anitas here. Anita. Yeah, you're two places at once. You're amazing. Reva. Oh, we got Mike and Carol. Hello, Mimi and Don. Hello, Mimi and Don, they said. Reverend Dr. Carol Bliss, who will be here next week. We look forward to it. And Julio. We miss you, Julio. So let's do this thing. Let's do our community giving, and we do it while Christy is singing. We thank you for that.
I raise my hands up, I raise my heart up, I raise my mind up to you. With every word and with every choice and with everything that I do, I'm living and breathing who I am in truth. As I receive and I accept this greater truth of who I am, I'm growing stronger, I'm growing wiser, trusting in my sacred plan that gives me life, that gives me hope, that gives me more of who I am in this moment, right here where I am. I raise my hands up, I raise my heart up, I raise my mind up to you. With every word and with every choice and with everything that I do, I'm living and I'm breathing who I am in truth. Who I am, who I am, who I am. Who I am, who I am, who I am. Here we go. Raises my hands up, raises my heart up, raises my mind up to you. With every word and with everything that I do, I'm living and breathing who I am in truth. Living and breathing who I am in truth.
Come on forward. All right, so we get a chance to pray over the money, the tithes and treasures. And what we do is we just absolutely promise to utilize these tithes and treasures with integrity for Unity of Pasadena and the consciousness with which it brings. That it moves out into the rest of the community through our actions and through our love. That it becomes that which is the fabric of our society, that it moves the world in ways that are good, true, and beautiful. We know that this is our goal. We promise to utilize these in such a way that this happens. Through Unity of Pasadena, through each and every one of you, through our practice of the truth. So I release these words into the law of mind, knowing they're done. Please join me by saying, and so it is, amen. Thank you. All right, so let's see. Barbara, you today are going to tell us about our community. Try and set this up right for you.
Thank you. Well, good morning, and again, happy Mother's Day. And as a community of truth seekers who strive to transform ourselves into our highest and best selves, let's affirm our vision, mission, and core values. Starting with our vision, which is envisioning a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, which is transforming lives by living and sharing our inner truth of divine wisdom, compassion, and love, using practical spiritual principles. And our core values, which are creating community, living love, teaching truth, and serving spirit. And today, hospitality for the second Sunday of the month is being led by Team D through J. And next Sunday, which is the third Sunday of May, it will be Team K through R. And May birthdays. I know Christy had a birthday. And Allison has one next week. How about any of our community? No May babies? Okay, well then let's sing for Christy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christy. Happy birthday to you. Well, but we still have a birthday cake that everybody can share. Okay, now, next Tuesday would normally be Michelle's dental stretch class, but it's the 13th of the month, and every other month we have a group that meets here, and they have been meeting here, so the class with Michelle will not happen this week, but she'll be back next week. She'll be back on the 20th, so mark your calendars. And Reverend Greg already mentioned that Reverend Carol Bliss will be with us next Sunday while they're away working at a retreat. And therefore, the bereavement group, which is normally scheduled for the third Sunday of the month, Jackie would like to move it to the fourth Sunday. So that'll be on the 24th. Because we're not having Basha and Pinocchio that day, so that at least fills out the Sunday calendar. And then a group called Grace for Women is going to be facilitated by Karen Cornford. And on June the 8th is going to be the first of 6 monthly meetings focusing on the divine energy as expressed through goddess archetypes. And on June the 8th, the topic will be Mother Mary. And so we'll have a sign-up sheet for you next week. And if you have any questions, you can talk to Care about it. Okay, what else is happening? Well, we finally got added everything up from the benefit concert and silent auction facilitated by Clifta, and we made $1,700. Which only happened because everybody participated at the level that they did. So, being as the goal was to split the proceeds between the Eaton Fire Fund and the Fire and Ice to cover the cost of, our wonderful, nice, cool air conditioning, each one of those funds will get $850 out of that. So that's all I have for today. So, Greg, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, so we're going to do the silent unity prayer for protection, and we're going to stand for that. So, also, while you're standing up, if you'd like prayer, please stay in your seats, and a prayer chaplain will come to see you and pray with you. So, after service, so please know that that is available. So, we're going to do the silent unity prayer for protection, which is going to be up on the screen for you. And we are then going to sing a song. What are we going to sing? The peace song. Yay, yay. All right. So we're going to do the silent unity prayer for protection. See, nothing's lost. Nothing's lost. Here we go. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you. Congratulations.
I messed up. Here comes the bride.
Oh, it's fine. Thank you. Yeah, congratulations. David did a great job too.
Yes.
You know, setting the chords to support you.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really.
It's so funny when you write it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, tweak that, I want to change this, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it, but like I said, it opened me up to. Now I'm listening to something actually different too. I'm listening to structure,
Yeah.
and where something resolves in a verse and goes.
Where it builds
Yeah,
and
I'm listening to songs that are crazy now.
yeah.
Yeah, before I was like, oh no, I can never do this, never. I don't know. It's now or never, baby. Now or never.
Right?
Get out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.